This message is addressed to the President of the United States, Joe Biden, President of the European Union, Ursula von Leyen, new Prime Minister of the UK, Liz Truss, and so on. My message to you is stop this war and drop the sanctions, because you know well Ukraine is a losing battle, and you may say, it's a question of democracy they're installed here and the Russians are the bad guys. That is a load of crap, because in Ukraine since 2014 there's been fighting in the Donbass, which the Ukraine forces who led the government then were attacking civilians in that area there. Obviously NATO, America and the European Union have violated various treaties not to place NATO bases in Eastern European countries, which you have done. You have signed the Treaty of Minsk. That means Ukraine should not ask given membership for NATO, and recognise these Russian ethnic separate states as independents, which you never respected. Don't come saying to us the citizens of the West and European citizens have to suffer with high bills in the name for democracy. It's got nothing to do with democracy. This is all about making money out of our poor people, out of a war which no one wants. This is your war, not our war. The Western economy is at risk. We're at risk of having blackouts during the winter. I think the protest in Prague a few days ago sent a clear message. Within a few hours, 70,000 people have gone on the streets and protested against NATO. Your cock up sanctions and all this excuse Ukraine, we must help them. You can help them negotiating peace. Boris Johnson, when he went to Kiev to see Zelensky in April, he said it to him, do not accept no peace deal with the Russians. Ukraine and the Russians had a peace deal on the table, recognised the Treaty of Minsk. Those territories which the Russians have conquered so far, you can kiss them goodbye. Now, the Russians have 25% of Ukraine, the industrial and the most agricultural part and seaports. Therefore this bloody war's been dragging on, because it's your bloody fault, Boris Johnson, and whoever's going to take your place. I know for sure they're going to do the same shit as well. And the last visit of Boris Johnson, about a week or so ago, at Kiev, you are behind the commando attack of the nuclear power station Zaporizhzhia, because those commandos, which are Ukraine, two groups, were trained in the United Kingdom, in Kent, to MI6 standards incursions, or the SAS. The fact is, the Russians have intercepted them in time and destroyed them totally. And Ukraine to continue shelling this nuclear power station, risk of a nuclear fallout. I'm saying this, military soldiers, you're probably following orders. You are committing a crime of humanity, and whoever aids these people, NATO and Western governments, is its own accomplice as well. It is a crime against humanity to attack a civilian facility which is nuclear, which generates electricity. They continue to shell it, these villains. And now 5 out of 6 reactors have to be put on standby because there is risk of an explosion. And these incursions in Kherson and Kharkov and other places nearby, dear Zelensky, you are sending your fellow citizens to the slaughter. The Russian artillery is killing them. It's like if you was one of those generals in the First World War, sending your troops to the slaughter, coming out trenches in no man's land, to be machine gunned, killed by landmines and bombs as well, or by nerve gas. It's the same tactic. That is a waste of Ukrainian lives, which is more better for them while they can talk about peace. It's all in the interest of everyone. Really, we talk about peace, but the West doesn't want peace. They just only want war. They want to destroy Russia for some motive or whatsoever. This shall not happen, because while Putin is around and his allies are around, you're going to have a hard time with this person. And the only people who will die are the innocent people in every single bloody war which NATO and the Western Collective have around the world in years declared on these countries, robbing their resources, killing people and taking people to starvation. Basically, you're doing the same thing with our economies in Europe and in the West. You're destroying it in the name of a stupid, crazy idea which will never take place. Like in the French Revolution, when people begin to starve and they have hunger, they're going to do silly things. They're going to be violent. There's going to be uprisings. And one by one, each country will fall in chaos and anarchy. For what? For you to make money out of wars. People had enough. We had so-called peace for 80 years, and we have practically lived in a world of wealth created with hard work. If you don't pack it in, it will be the people who say, stop you, because I'm sick and tired of you and your globalist econ arseholes screwing up this bloody world for money grabbing and power gains. The line is drawn here. Enough is enough. One day you shall fall, and hopefully you shall respond to your crimes committed towards humanity. I just wish you will be arrested, put on trial, like in Nuremberg 2, and be sentenced, hard labour, or even to death, because what you're doing to the people in Europe and the civilians in Ukraine, they die.